You are listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair on RLM Radio.
The girl of your dreams has got to be in some bar.
Sorry, boys and girls, but this is X-rated. So if you're under 18...
Get out, goddammit!
Get the point? Good.
And now?
Bend over.
Y'all ready for this?
Get it up. Get it up. I can't wait anymore.
I like to watch. Whatever you desire. I know you like it. Do it.
We do it all night long.
And now, your host, Grammy.
Yeah! Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. Holy crap, and holy, I got my radio working good this time. Or at least it looks like my volumes are. Oh, yay. It's Friday, and I'm so freaking glad it's Friday. It's been a week. And, you know, the worst part is it's the end of the month, and it's the end of the pay period. So, yeah, my day has been fun. And yet I can still sit here and giggle like a maniac because, well, I am one. So, hey there, guys. You're listening to Grammy's Rocketeer here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3. Also on the RLMradio.xyz site and all kinds of other RLM stations out there in the Ethernet and the cybernetic superhighway and all that other fun stuff because, you know, we do have billboards all over that cybernetic superhighway. Wee-haw! Okay, let me go check over here on Facebook real quick. I see the lovely Mary B is over here. Hey there, woman. How you doing? Thank you, Grammy and Barman from both Freedom's Network and RLM for tweeting me over there on Twitter. I lost a stalker, which means I'm getting much better at my evasive maneuvers. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Hi, Rick. I see you over here on Facebook. How you doing? And also my little ding-a-ling. My ding-a-ling. My ding-a-ling. I want you to play. Well, that's going to have to wait. I'm on the radio right now. You can't do that shit when you're on the radio. Well, I guess you could. I could do my impersonation of Meg Ryan from Sleepless in Seattle, but no, I don't want to do that to you guys. Because y'all will go, holy shit, shut her up, please. Okay. Yes, David, someone is watching you, and you used the wrong there. Darn it, hon. And I'm one of them. You know, you're not paranoid if someone really is watching you. Just putting that out there. Okay, over here in the corner pocket, let me go take a peek. Excuse me. Wow. That was fun. Hi, Nelson Dubois. I got all choked up. Wow. Facebook is as stupid as those who post. You know, Facebook can actually be quite educational if it's just educational in an alternative method. So, you know, it's not necessarily a positive. It's just one of those things where you go, oh, wow, I just learned something. Thank you very much for teaching me that. I'll just move along now. So, over here in the corner pocket, I see Nelson Dubois is over here as well as Grimmy and the lovely Moose Girl. And I'll bet you JJ's is over here loitering as well. And God only knows who all else is listening in. Oh, When Harry Met Sally. Okay, I never watched the movie. I saw the clip on YouTube. I don't watch that kind of shit. You know, if it gets critical acclaim, you can bet your sweet ass I'm probably not going to watch it. Although I honestly did, not sleep. Thank you, Moose, for correcting me. See, there you go. Once again, I was wrong. I like being wrong. You know why? Because then I know that there is something else out there that I can do that's right. So, and I'm not just talking about my right hand. Okay, where was I? I'm lost. That's where I am, but it's all good. And my diffuser smells so wonderful. I got it going so that I can have diffusion going on. Like you really need me being diffused tonight, because I'm already scattered and dissipated and whatever other words you want to throw out there, because I can use a lot of them. I may not use them in the proper context, but by golly, I know how to use them. Okay. Okay. So you just called. No, he didn't call me stupid, Moosey. It's as stupid. It's stupid is as stupid does. And depending on what you do and where you are, sometimes you can be quite enlightening and sometimes you cannot. And sometimes being in a room full of idiots really makes you feel smart. So I've been told. I don't think I've ever been in a room full of idiots. And when I'm around my family members, I sure as hell don't feel smart because every damn one of us is a smart ass. And so, wow, the competition is pretty thick around there. Okay, where was I at? Besides lost. Hi, Gary L. I see you over here on Fakey Book as well. Gary L. is another one that shares an awful lot of very interesting things, very intelligent things over here. And sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to walk into that room and just let them know. Hey, do you realize? Just, stop and think about this for just a minute. Don't actually tell people that they're stupid. I need to be defused. Well, that hissing noise, no, that's not because I had a burrito this morning. Grammy, you're so funny. See, he's so witty as well. Thank you, Grammy, though. I truly appreciate that. But in any case, over on Fakey Book, I do see an awful lot of, things that I deem incorrect. I'll just put it that way. I deem them incorrect just from my experience, my ability to observe the world around me. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way it is for others, but around me. And, just sometimes just from the way people talk, it's like, holy crap, really? Seriously? Did you pay attention at all in school? Because if nothing else, they taught you proper grammar. And I rarely use it, but I know what it looks like. Yeah, wow. That's like pot calling the kettle black, ain't it? Oh, well, I'm just going to move along now because I just totally went off on a tangent. I do want to say, though, that I did share a picture over on Fakey Book of my new hair. It's actually not new hair. It's the same hair that I had before, but now it's a different color. Because I went crazy again. I almost played Let's Get Crazy, Let's Get Nuts, but, I don't remember if that got played when JJ's was doing his little gig before I came home. So, okay. Oh, thanks, Mental. Or Moose. No, it's Moosey that shared that. Okay. See, now you guys can see the real thing. Now, I can do an impersonation of that. I used to do really good impersonations of Mae West as well, but I used to get in trouble when I did that. Won the Foot and Mouth Award quite a few times, actually. So, moving along. Over here in the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to give me static. Or, you can be elsewhere and give me static and I won't pay attention, or I may not even know it because I'm not tuned into that station. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. So, and before I forget, because you know how I get. And this, I talked about my hair, and Lisa B did my hair for me last night, and it really is fun. It's got teal and purple in it this time, so yay! But in any case, Lisa B and I were talking, and that's the wonderful thing about when I go up to see her, because she and I really are sisters from other mothers and other fathers, and well, we're sisters of a celestial realm, if you know what I mean. And so, I think we really needed to have our little girl talk thing, which we did. Lisa was having some issues. I was having some issues. We both kind of got it out in the open and felt a whole hell of a lot better afterwards. And then she asked me something, and I was trying to explain to her about frequencies and, how sometimes it's not really a deja vu moment, because deja vu is like I've been here before kind of thing. It's not one of those. It's one of those where you're just puttering along. You just had something really significant happen, and then all of a sudden you actually physically in your mind's eye, see an alternate course that is just as viable, almost as tangible. And you kind of go, wow. And this morning driving to work, it clicked how I was trying to explain it to Lisa. It's like when you're driving down the road and you're listening to a radio station, and then all of a sudden another radio station bleeds over on it. And so you're getting this song, and then you got this other shit bleeding over on top of it, and then you get your song back, and then you got other shit bleeding over on it, and then you get your song back. And it's like, cut that crap out, because it was Marilyn McCoo that was singing I Didn't Get to Sleep at All last night. And I really like that song. I sang all the way into work this morning, and it's really a good thing that no one rides with me. Because I had it blasting. I pulled up to work, and one of my coworkers said, "Are you deaf? Huh?" I had it blasting. I really did. I was jamming on the way to work. But in any case, I think it's time for me to get off my sorry ass and say, hey, don't you think? So, hey there, Mr. Missionary Man. Old Asmo's right up top. Sweetie, we're going to have to try another position again. That's just all there is to it. I'm getting rather bored with this one. Barman is closely following him, and Barman, you know, if Asmo moves out of the missionary position, maybe that's what I need. Maybe I just need something a little bit different. Hey, Barman, what you doing later? It'll be a cyber thing. We won't tell anyone. Oh, wait, I just did. Beth Z is here. Hey there, Beth Z. How you doing? I also see Grimmy is here. And you know what? Grimmy is the Grimmy middle of a lovely lady sandwich again, because he's got the lovely Beth on one side and the lovely Moose Girl on the other. And you know what else? Grammy usually gets Mexican stations bleeding over. Yeah, you know, out here in the boonies, you know, the sticks, like it's not the edge of the world, but you can see it from here. We get, you know, I have that college station that I listen to when I'm in the car, at least for as long as I can pick it up. And then occasionally I get and Jesus said, and you know, that really sucks when you're listening to a really good song and then all of a sudden, and Jesus said, can I get a amen? Oh, Lord, no, but you can get a, will you shut the hell up and let the song start playing again, okay? I know, I am going to hell. But what people don't realize is hell is here. This is hell. Or this is heaven. It depends on what you do with it, don't you know? In any case, back to saying, hey. Hey, Kate. How you doing? I saw that Bobby and Bo were talking about having some nasty-ass storms down in Texas. I hope you weren't getting nailed by any of that stuff. There's a lot of other things out there in the world that are more fun to get nailed by. Just saying. I also see Alias D is here, as well as Beetle! Hey, Beetle, how you doing? Chalcedony is in the room, as well as a double dipping of Chloe. I saw a triple dip of Chloe earlier. That's a really big ice cream cone kind of thing. But now it's just a double dip. And Dakota is here. Did you do that on purpose, honey, just so I could have fun saying your name? If you didn't, that's okay, because I'm still going to have fun saying your name. I also see Frumpy is here. Frumpy always shares such fun stuff. Thank you, Frumpy, for all that you do. I'm here, kinda, sorta. It's a Friday. I'm really glad. It's the end of the month. I got that shit done. Yeah, Freaker Friday. I'm gonna try and get freaky tonight. Oh, wait, it's just me and the critters. No, scratch that. IB Dauncey is here. Hey there, IB Dauncey. How you doing? I also see JJ's, I just love listening to you. You've got the coolest accent. I can't understand half of what you say. But I love listening to you anyway, because it's like, holy crap, this guy's nuts. He really is, but he's a fun kind of nuts. Oh, Grim, I haven't had that happen yet, but wow, wouldn't that just be way cool? And Jesus said. Oh, now I'm going to have to really think about that and see if this whole thought process of if if you focus hard enough on it, you can make it so, number one. Grimmy, maybe you need to play I'm on the highway to hell, and then I can call during Freaker's Ball and go, and Jesus said... Sidetracked. Hi. Moosey's getting freaky all up in here. Woo woo! You go, girlfriend. Okay, moving along. Yes, JJ's does play very good music. He plays some very interesting, unusual music. And you know what, JJ's? While I'm thinking of it, I did get my list of 12 songs, and they're unusual. I actually had Lisa B listen to it because I did a list on YouTube, and I have more than 12. So, yeah. I have 15 on there. There's a few other songs that I really wanted to put on there, but I thought I was really pushing it with that 15. And I'm not real sure which 3 I want to kick. So, but if you want, I can share that list to you in Skype. And the reason all those songs are on there is because each and every damn one of them hit a nerve when I needed it to. If that makes sense to you. Each and every one of them. So, I will share it to you if you wish. I played it for Lisa B last night, and when it finally got to Comfortably Numb, which is like, I think it's song number 11 in my list. Then, once you get your new teeth, cool. And then again, you're so funny. Lisa B finally decided that she liked the list once it got to number 11, because that's Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, because she really didn't recognize a lot of the other songs, because I really got kind of off the beaten path with some of that stuff. But, I thought Desert Island, these are things that I don't normally, they play in my head, but I don't normally sing them. I sing all kinds of silly stuff usually when I'm just kind of bopping around and singing. So... See, Desert Island, you need calming, soothing, islandish music. That's what I thought, at least. So, moving along, seeing as how I keep getting distracted so easily. There you go, Vinny. I said easily. Rob Works is here. Hey there, Rob Works. Where's that bubbler, hon? Chloe rolled one. You're slacking, dude. Trust number 1, or, as it's more fun to say, trust no one. Closely followed by the Phantom Nose. That was fun. Yes, I do my own sound effects. I so talented. BTC Bob is here, as well as Dimma. And looky there, Java Doctor 2. The new and improved version is here, as well as Jehovah 1, who is the one that keeps bleeding over on my radio stations. Holy Jehovah, cut that crap out. Juana Taco is here. And you know what? I didn't get to eat lunch until 3:30 this afternoon. So I'm really not that hungry right now, but I'm sure by the time I get done, I will be. And it will be, I want to eat something that quick. And since I'm not using a microwave, I'll probably have a bowl of cereal. Because I do have a little teapot, and there you go. I'll have some oatmeal, and I'll put some maple syrup in it, and some cinnamon, and some craisins. Those are dried cranberries, for those of you that don't know. It will be ever so healthy and stick to my ribs, and I'll sleep good. Okay, moving along. Hi, Kozu. I saw that you were feeling a wee bit peckish earlier today over in the Corner Pocket chat. Or maybe you were just being Kozu and having fun with people. But yeah, everybody was going, oh, that's just Kozu. He's just being Kozu. Well, if you're just going to be Kozu, then I'm going to call you a kazoo, and we need to make some weird noises. Kind of like them there aliens that talk like they're farting. Like balloon farts. That was funny, Grim. I really did like that. I giggled quite a bit, which made a couple of my coworkers quite concerned, because I sat there looking at my computer and just giggling. That usually concerns them. especially since I have earbuds in and so they can't hear what I'm listening to. Oh well. Metal pancakes! Who is the one that I got the maple syrup from? 'Cause, yeah, he's the bomb, that's why. The lovely Mary B from Down Under is here. Hey there, woman, how you doing? Looks like you didn't have a hurricane or a hurricane, you had a cyclone down there. You know, that's what we call tornadoes out here, too. Did you see that cyclone? Of course, cyclones are the smaller ones, but what the hell? We're a little bit picky. You got to really understand your redneck to get this shit. Nelson Dubois is logged in over here as well. And looky there, North Force. Woohoo! And Pawn Sauce. Ooh, there goes that mental image again. And looky there, Sock Puppet. Hey, Sock Puppet. I saw you and Beth earlier today having quite the exchange in the chat. And I was like, wow, moving along. Wow. Because it got to the point where I was like, I'm missing something here, but that's okay. You two are apparently knowing what you're talking about. You know, when you get all, yeah. It's like when people start really talking technical to me, I look at them and I say, can you please use single syllable words? Wow. Moving along. Stats Bob is here, as well as Tip Bob. How you guys doing? I know you're Bobs. I know you're bots, but hey, I'm going to say hey to you anyway. Because bots are people too in the Borg world. And to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Vil E _. So hey, I got all the way through it in under a half hour. Woo woo! Nice hooters. Who's got nice hooters? Hooters. Now I'm distracted. Now I gotta check this shit out. By the way, Grammy, I did. Oh, cool. Hooty hoots. I do like those hooty hoots. They're pretty. And they have way cool eyes. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep that. Yeah, I like that one. Hi, Red Hunter. Oh. Grimmy, did you share this over in the... Someone shared this earlier in the RLM. Each of us is a tiny being permitted to ride on the outermost skin of one of the smaller planets for a few dozen trips around the local star. Carl Sagan. Now, I thought that is really cool. And, you know, I wrote a little thing several years ago when my father died. And although I couldn't find it because it's in my notes somewhere, and I was at work and couldn't remember the exact verbiage, so I kind of sort of did a little bit of a wing it thing. That's it really along these same lines. Even though we are each merely one individual in a sea of billions of individuals wandering around on a pretty blue-green marble that's only one of 9 planets in the solar system that's on the edge of the Milky Way galaxy. And that is just a tiny speck on the galactic scale, easily lost in the vastness of the universe. And yet, if you weren't here, it wouldn't be the same. And it really wouldn't. That was you, Grimmy. Thank you, Grimmy. That was, you triggered. You were a trigger moment for me, hon. Thank you ever so much. And you know what? J Dread was a trigger moment for me this morning as well. Y'all are just, you know, you flip switches inside my brain and I have to act on them. Because J Dread said Klaatu or something. Well, and it instantly made me think of the group Klaatu, which is a Canadian group from way back in the day when I was in high school. So it was probably before some of you were born, like probably JJ's even. It's not before dirt was invented because they already had synthesizers, and you can't have synthesizers without dirt. Don't ask me to explain it. It's technical, okay? But they did a song called Calling Occupants. And I shared the shorter version. There's a 7-minute long version. But this was back in my rebellious youth, as opposed to my rebellious maturity. Is that? Yeah, That's not an oxymoron, is it? In any case, is back when I was doing a lot of smoking dope and partying and hanging out with crazy people and, doing the garage band jam session kind of shit. And everybody was stoned, so they didn't care that I sang off key. Because they were like, hey, at least somebody's singing. So it was fun back during the fun days. We used to have penny fights. You ever snap pennies? We used to do that all the time too, because we lived in a piece of shit trailer house, and yeah, there was a lot of pennies stuck in the walls when we moved out. What the hell? We didn't have to pay a deposit because it was a piece of shit trailer house. In any case, that song was one of those songs that we would sit there and just kind of zone out. Once you'd finished the bag of Cheetos or Doritos and you were pretty much stoned to the gills, and you'd play that, and it's like everybody would go, whoa, dude, and stare at the blacklight posters on the ceiling. We put them on the ceiling because we didn't want them damaged when we had the penny fights. I know we were strange, but it's not easy being strange. Most people don't realize how much work there is to you. No, I don't need a safe space, Grammy, but the others around me have a tendency to go, oh God, I smell smoke, she's thinking. It is kind of scary sometimes. And then Moosey shared the Harry Met Sally. Oh God. See what you started? Oh, an officer helped to rescue an injured owl. Oh. See, there are decent people out there, and even sometimes when they wear that uniform and have that shiny star or badge or whatever, even some of those people are actually deep down inside. They're decent people, and they're trying to fix it from within, but eventually they figure out that you can't fix it from within, and so they leave, and that's really sad. A lot of times when they leave, it's because they got fired because they tried to fix it from within, and the rest of them went, oh, no, we can't have this shit. We're going to make your life miserable, or we're going to fire your sorry ass. A lot of times that's the way it works. Oh, well. I'm going to go to my pocket because I did see some really interesting things. Sock Puppet shared this and kind of mentioned it to me over, I believe, in the corner pocket. And I don't remember which day. It must have been yesterday because it's dated the 30th. My days are blending together, which is sometimes a really sad thing, but most of the time it's a really good thing because I think, okay, my days are blending together. That means that the whole concept of time is losing its grip on me. It's not that I'm losing my grasp on reality, because it's my reality, don't you know? Now, when he shared this, I saw the headline, and I think we had a little discussion in the chat the other day about headlines and how they mindfuck you. F-bomb, by the way. And so I saw this headline, and I went, how funny, because, I have a smartphone. And it's smarter than me. But these are smart flip-flops. Smart flip-flops keep brand and buyers connected. Well, I'm thinking smart, and the first place my brain went was smart flip-flops. These are apparently flip-flops. Oh. Yes, Grimmy. Yes, I do remember that. He was yeah. I've seen that movie. Yeah, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I have seen that. That was one of those after Wolfman Jack midnight special kind of things. When you stay up all night because you're smoking and you're partying and you're having a good time, and you stay up way past, you see the sun come up, and that's when it's like, dude, the sun's come up. I better go to bed. I did a lot of that when I was younger. Not so much anymore. Now when I see the sunrise, it's because my dogs wake me up and say, we got to pee. So, In any case, these smart flip-flops, first thing I thought was, they're so smart, they stay on your feet. And I thought, no. I will outsmart these little bad boys because I am a trained professional at tripping with flip-flops and losing them. I really am. I can trip over nothing when I'm wearing flip-flops. Of course, I can trip over nothing when I'm not wearing flip-flops too, but that's overachiever level. Just saying. So, Harimari apparently wrote this. I think that's who it was that wrote this. No, Stephanie Emlott wrote it, but Harimari is on there, and I'm not sure what the hell that is, but I'll find out here in a little bit. Oh, Harimari is the makers. So thanks to modern technology, even the dumbest items can be smart. No, I know some people. Moving along. Flip-flop makers Harimari have launched a new line of high-tech sandals. They look like flip-flops to me. The Nakona, made with leather used by the Texas baseball glove manufacturer of the same name, is embedded with a low-range chip. Oh, great. They'll chip you one way or another. It's allowing the brand to stay connected with customers after their initial purchase. You just talked me out of buying any of them. I'm sure if I would have seen the price tag, that would have been the first, no, thank you. Flip-flops are not worth that much. But because I lose them. Did I not tell you that earlier? Yeah. It's often difficult for Harimari, which sells online and through third-party retailers, to gather data about buyers or target them with future products and discounts, as reported by Fast Company. Big whoop-de-woo. So, founders Jerry and Lila Stewart partnered with former NFL running back Emmitt Smith for a solution. In an effort to curb sales of counterfeit collectibles, Smith created the Prova Group, which, according to Fast Company, produces microchips that let makers electronically track the origins of products. Using near-field communications, or NFC, technology, the device cannot track wearers over long distances. Instead, flip-flop owners can download the companion mobile app to receive offers and communicate with Harimari and Nakona. No, not interested. Thank you very little. For us, this is the beginning of a broader experiment, said Lila, lamenting the lack of customer information collected from in-store purchases. Oh, yeah. You know, sometimes it's none your business, don't you know? You people need to realize, instead of collecting customer information, you just need to produce a good product that people will recommend to others. That way you save on all of that advertising and bullshit that, the junk mail crap and the junk email crap. If you really want to get a broader customer base or sell more of your product, make a better product to start with. Word of mouth is very inexpensive, and yet it can be very costly if you create a shit product. Just putting that out there as well. So, you buy something directly from Harimari website, and the firm receives a treasure trove of information: email address, home address, shopping habits. Fuck you who? But at a store, we don't have any of those details. We need to see if customers are responsive to the app and how we're able to engage with them using this technology. I'm thinking this is something that can easily go to the dark side, and I'm not interested. Thank you very much. That may one day include a special message or annual discount for birthdays, whoop-de-woo, or even a note with a local weather forecast. No thanks. I have AccuWeather. I have Weather Wonderground. I have Barman. Okay? I don't need that. This also is helping to determine whether it's a flip-flop day. Once again, I have an app for that already. Casual wear enthusiasts can find the new Harimari X Nakona sandals online. Here we go. This is where I back off and say, dude, I would be afraid to breathe on those, thinking that maybe I might get some kind of bodily fluid on it, and you will make me purchase them. $110 for fucking flip-flops. No. You know, the last time I spent that on a pair of boots, you know, I've never spent that on a pair of boots. Come to think of it, the most expensive pair of boots I ever bought was $85. That's the most expensive item of clothing I have ever purchased. Period. Tightwad here. Yeah, $110 for something. And you know, I know people that spend hundreds of dollars on fucking sunglasses that they lose. Are you kidding me? Y'all are nuts. In any case, the brand also sells through Nordstrom, Gap, Omni Resources, REI, and Allen Edmonds, and will become available this year on Zappos and Stitch Fix. So, thank you, but no thank you. I'm not interested. Although I do truly appreciate you setting that example of just exactly how people can be really, really crazy. Mental, you know, I was thinking of that. And a friend of mine over on Fakey Book, that's his younger brother is now friends with me too. And you know what? Quest 1 is going on tour in Europe this summer. Booyah! Yay! I'm so excited. He had to send me a message a week or so ago to let me know. And I thought, oh, how awesome you guys are touring. I think they're fun. I love that video. It is such a fun video. And I think that would be so cool to have send out a text shit and say, we're going to have a pillow fight at such and such place at such and such time. Be there or be a total undorkular person. Because only dorkular people have that kind of fun. Don't you know? So, I do like that video, though. Yes, Moosey, cheap sunglasses are the way to go. And I think, okay, I have spent way over my limit on sunglasses. Excuse me, because when I was still wearing contacts and needing bifocals, which, you know, to me it got to the point where it's like, really, seriously, I got to put freaking glasses on my face anyway? Nah. So, but while I was still doing that, I bought a pair of sunglasses that actually had the bifocal in them. I spent $30 for those. And you know what I did? After a year and a half, I lost them. I have no freaking clue where they're at. None. I lost them here at the house somewhere. They're here somewhere. I know they are. Because this was the last place I saw them. Unless one of my kitty cats decided that they would knock them off the counter or something, and then my dogs decided that looked like a really good chew toy. But they're here somewhere. I just know they are. Okay. What song are you request? Cheap sunglasses. There you go, Grim. ZZ Top. Dude. Okay, now I got that song playing in my head. Thank you, Grimmy. That'll be a good one. Okay, I'm going to put this over on the effing site as well. Which I didn't come over here. Grimmy is over here. And the lovely Mary B is over here. And I'm over here. And so is Mental Pancakes. Woo-woo! It's the cool kids that are hanging out over on that Freedoms Network, don't you know? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, as soon as it's done refreshing... That was so refreshing. Yes, I know Facebook. I'm getting those little ding-a-lings. I'm not playing with my ding-a-ling. That's my Facebook dinging me. And I just really don't want to go there. Not just, well, I might. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, there. That's the one I want to use. I'll go take a peek. Yes. Yes, Amanda, or Uncle Tommy does have a very mean physical therapist. It was my niece who is Uncle Tommy's physical therapist. She is such a sweetheart. Okay, what else is going on? Let me check my little notifications. I see Donna is over here. Hi, Donna. And Red Hunter and Lisa B. Lisa B. And Mary Spinolia. That's a hell of a last name. And Jerry. Hi, Jerry. Okay, now that I've caught up with everybody over on Fakey Book, I'll just move along. Oh, and I finally got over here and saw Nenson said, whoever makes a stupid post, just being general. Which, yes, generalities. One of those things, like stereotypes, generalities, sometimes catch people that they don't fit in them. But, hey, it happens. That's why they're called generalities. But usually generalities and stereotypes have their basis in fact, else they would not be in existence, would they? Okay, I'm going to go back to my pocket because I do have a couple other things in here. Don't remember who shared this one, but it also was over in the RLM chat. I needed a drink. Darwin was a slacker, and you should be too. Slacker! Slacker. That's what I'm looking forward to this weekend because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, which means, Saturday mornings I get up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at like 6 in the morning. I don't know why, but I do. And so Saturday mornings prior to doing the dork table with Flash-a-Rooney head, I really do kind of do on a mad frenzy cleaning / chores / all kind of shit. Because usually my Saturday afternoons, once I get done with the radio, is like, okay, Slugville, I am going to be a slacker. And that's when I either pull out a book or I plant my ass in my recliner and I pick up my knitting needles and promptly fall asleep. I lead such an exciting life. It's exciting enough for me. In any case, good old Darwin and being a slacker. Did you know that many famous scientists have something in common? They did not work long hours. They also did not sleep long hours. That's another thing that they had, or a lot of them had in common. So, let me see, because I see I got something going over here. Let me see did I miss something? Moosey's going to be right back. Oh, Moosey, you're always cool because you're like just one of them there radiates cool kid stuff. So, you don't necessarily have to be anywhere. You just ooze coolness. There you go. So does Mary B. and so does Mel Pancake. Actually, just about everybody over here in the RLM does. Y'all ooze it. It's just some of you ooze coolness and some of you ooze, we'll just move along. Because there's a lot of people over here that make me go, And then later on I go, wow, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, yeah. It's all good. It's all good. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Speaking of that's my story, I gotta. Before I get to this article, I gotta go there because someone shared it, and I had to go there because it was like, oh yeah, this is so me. I still do. I still say that I have 6-pack abs. They're just wrapped in a soft cider cooler, but this is a much better explanation. As soon as I can find it. There you go. I'm not fat. God gave me airbags because I'm precious. And sometimes they leak. But we're not going to go there right now. So, You are welcome, Moosey. You really are the bomb, lady. Thank you ever so much. And I'll see you in a little bit, sweetheart. Okay. Back to you should work less. So, when you examine the lives of history's most creative figures, you're immediately confronted with a paradox. They organize their lives around their work, but not their days. Figures as different as Charles Dickens, Henri Poincaré, is that how you say that? And Ingmar Bergman, working in desperate desperate, not desperate, desperate. Is that how you, what the hell? Don't be throwing that shit at me. They work in different fields, like very far afield fields. Yeah. In different times, and they all share a passion for their work. A terrific ambition to succeed. And an almost superhuman capacity to focus. Damn it, focus. But when you look closely at their daily lives, they only spent a few hours a day doing what they would recognize as their most important work. The rest of the time, they were hiking mountains, taking naps, going on walks with friends, or just sitting and thinking. Their creativity and productivity, in other words, were not the result of endless hours of toil. Their towering creative achievements result from modest working hours, which, when the mind is allowed to wander, that's when it stumbles across some of the most creative things. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it because, trust me, when my mind wanders, that's when I go, wow, Acme light bulb moment. I better write that shit down. And then I forget to write it down because the memory's the first thing that goes. Oh, well, I do write some of them down. And there are times I even blog about them. But how did they manage to be so accomplished? Can a generation raised to believe that 80-hour work weeks are necessary for success learn something from the lives of people who laid the foundations of chaos theory and topology, or wrote Great Expectations? There's another little thing in there that a lot of people don't really realize, but it really is quite freeing when it does click in those little brain cells. A lot of people think that in order to live in abundance, you must have lots and lots of things. And the difference, what they're thinking of is opulence, not abundance. Because when you live in abundance, that merely means that you have enough to do what you need to do. What you need to do. Not necessarily what you want to do. That's when you start working towards that opulence end of the spectrum. What you need to do. So if you have enough to do what you need to do, whether that need be you need to go out with some friends just to reconnect and shoot the shit and get stuff off your chest or whatever, those are very good for you. That is therapy. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than going to a frickin' psychiatrist. And no pills involved. Well, okay, I can't say that because there's some people that use those for recreational purposes. But, if you are able to do what you need to do, you really are living in abundance. Once you start getting to where you can do whatever you want to do, then you really are in opulence. So there is a difference. And people need to realize the difference between wants and needs, because there is a big difference. Now back to this. There you go. That's my little 2 cents worth that I took 5 cents worth of time to explain. I think we can if some of history's greatest figures didn't put in immensely long hours. Maybe the key to unlocking the secret of the creativity lies in understanding not just how they labored, but how they rested, how the two related. See? So, let's start by looking at the lives of two figures, and they were both very accomplished in their fields. Conveniently, they were next-door neighbors and friends who lived in the village of Down, which is southeast of London. And in different ways, their lives offer an entree into the question of how labor, rest, and creativity connect. Always make those connections. First, imagine a silent, cloaked figure walking home on a dirt path, winding through the countryside. Okay, I'm starting to feel really comfortable here. On some mornings, he walks with his head down, apparently lost in thought. On others, he walks slowly and stops to listen to the woods around him, a habit which he practiced in the tropical forests of Brazil during his service as a naturalist in the Royal Navy, collecting animals, studying the geography and geology of South America. Did I say? Okay. And laying the foundations for a career that would reach its peak with the publication of The Origin of Species in 1859. Now, Charles Darwin is older and has turned from collecting to theorizing. Darwin's ability to move silently reflects his own concentration and need for quiet. Indeed, his son, Francis, said that Darwin could move so stealthily, he once came upon a vixen playing with her cubs at only a few feet distance, and often greeted foxes coming home from their nocturnal hunts. Now that is a very stealthy, very well in tuned, because it's not just the silence of your movement, it is the balance of your aura, the frequency that you put out. Because if you're not putting out a troubled frequency, if you're putting a very synchronized, comfortable frequency, the rest of nature will synchronize with you. You will fit in to the rest of nature. He had those same foxes crossed paths with Darwin's next door neighbor, the baronet, I thought baronet was a female. Baronet John Lubbock, they would have run for their lives because Lubbock liked to start the day with a ride through the country with his hunting dogs. If Darwin was a bit like Mr. Bennet in Pride and Prejudice, a respectable gentleman of moderate means who was polite and conscientious but preferred the company of family and books, Lubbock was more like Mr. Bingley, extroverted, and enthusiastic, and wealthy enough to move easily in society and life. As he aged, Darwin was plagued by various ailments, even in his 60s. Lubbock still had the lounging grace of manner which is peculiar to the sixth form Eton boy. This was according to one visitor. But the neighbors shared a love of science, even though their working lives were as different as their personalities. After his morning walk and breakfast, Darwin was in his study by 8 and worked a steady hour and a half. At 9:30, he would read the morning mail and write letters. At 10:30, Darwin returned to more serious work, sometimes moving to his aviary or greenhouse or one of the several other buildings where he conducted his experiments. By noon, he would declare, "I've done a good day's work. Ah, wow. I like the way this is working." And he would set out for a long walk on the side path. Or on the sand walk, a path that he had laid out not long after buying Down House, which was part of the sand walk through land leased by Darwin, or leased to Darwin by the Lubbock family. When he returned after an hour or more, Darwin had lunch and answered more letters. At 3, he would retire for a nap. Oh, I could have used a nap today. An hour later, he would rise, take another walk, then returned to his studio until about 5:30 when he would join his wife Emma and their family for dinner. Yes, I can, hon. In any case, let's see. I got distracted. So, on this schedule, he wrote 19 books, including technical volumes on climbing plants, barnacles, and other subjects. The controversial Descent of Man and the Origin of Species, probably the single most famous book in the history of science, and a book that still affects the way that we think about nature and ourselves. No, not now. Just a sec. I gotta be a smarty ass here. There we go. Okay. Anyone who reviews his schedule cannot help but notice the creator's paradox. Darwin's life revolved around science since his undergraduate days. Darwin had devoted himself to scientific collecting, exploration, and eventually theorizing. He and Emma moved to the country from London to have more space, to raise a family, and to have more space. Yeah. In more than one sense of the word for science. Oh, see, he wanted to have more space. There you go. See, I saw that big dash and I thought, oh, pause. Another subject. No. So, Downhouse gave him space for laboratories and greenhouses, and the countryside gave him the peace and quiet necessary to work. But at the same time, his days don't seem very busy to us. But see, his mind was probably always occupied. The time we could classify as work consists of 3 90-minute periods. And if he had been a professor in a university today, he would have been denied tenure. If he'd been working in a company, he would have been fired within a week, which, unless he was a CEO, but It's not that Darwin was careless about his time or lacked ambition. Darwin was intensely time conscious, and despite being a gentleman of means, felt that he had none to waste. While sailing around the world on the HMS Beagle, he wrote to his sister, Susan Elizabeth, that a man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. And that is very important right there. Wasting money is just frivolous and superfluous bullshit. But man, when you waste time, like seriously just waste time, you never get that back. Ever. When he was deciding whether or not to marry, one of his concerns was that loss of time cannot read in the evenings. And in his journals, he kept an account of the time he lost to chronic illness. His pure love of science was much aided by the ambition to be esteemed by his fellow naturalists. Okay, just a minute. I got a text here. I got to check this shit out. Lisa B. She's wanting to know the name of the Kansas song on my island list. Which one? There's 2. Oh, silly Lisa B. Which the 2 songs are Cheyenne Anthem is the first one, and the second one is Lonely Wind. Piano solo leading into Lonely Wind. So both I think, very beautiful songs. Although Cheyenne Anthem, I am not allowed to drive the car with that playing, which I don't have that CD in my car anymore. Because if I do, I get a lead foot. Because there's a part in there where the tempo really picks up, and my foot gets to, even when the cruise control is set. It's not a good thing. I don't need that tappity, tappity, tappity on the window going, do you know how fast you're going, ma'am? I don't need that shit. So I just don't play that in my car anymore. One of my weaknesses. I really do get into my music. So, back to where I was at. Da, 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 da. Okay. John Lubbock is far less well known than Darwin, but at the time of his death in 1913, he was one of the most accomplished of England's amateur men of science, one of the most prolific and successful authors of his time, and one of the most earnest of social reformers, and one of the most successful lawmakers in recent history of Parliament. Lubbock's scientific interests ranged across paleontology, animal psychology, and entomology. He invented the ant farm. Wow. Wow. Part of me says, wow, dude, do you not have a life? And another part of me goes, wow. That's just a wow moment. But his most enduring work was in archaeology. His writings popularized the terms Paleolithic and Neolithic, which archaeologists still use today. Did you know Isaac Asimov coined the term robotics? Bet you didn't know that, did ya? Sports fans. Or at least so I read. I could be wrong. It's happened before, like early in the show today. Okay. Oh, Jesus, it scared the hell out of me. Lisa B, my God. Okay. Okay, it's Island List, honey. Oh. Just a second. I got to clue Lisa B in. Apparently that list has grown on her. Bless her heart. She's so awesome. She really is. Okay, back to this. See, I have reasons to be distracted. So, Lubbock's accomplishments were not just in science. He inherited his father's prosperous bank and turned it into a power in late Victorian finance. He helped modernize the British banking system. He spent decades in Parliament, where he was a successful and well-regarded legislator. Oh, that doesn't necessarily give him brownie points in my book. His biography lists 29 books, a number of them bestsellers that were translated into many foreign languages. Lubbock's output was prodigious, notable even to his high-achieving contemporaries. How you find time for science, writing, politics, and business is a mystery to me, Darwin told him in 1881, which I wouldn't. To me, politics is a waste of time. But that's my personal preference. It might be tempting to imagine Lubbock as a modern equivalent of today's hard-charging alpha male, a kind of steampunk Tony Stark. Yet here's a twist. His fame as a politician rested on an advocacy of rest. Britain's bank holidays, 4 national holidays for everyone, were his invention. And they sealed his popular reputation when they went into effect in 1871. So beloved were they, and so closely associated with him, the popular press christened them St. Lubbock's Days. He spent decades championing the early closing bill, which limited working hours for people under 18 to 74 hours per week. Wow, what a swell guy! When the legislation finally passed in April 1903, 30 years later, after he first took up the cause, it was referred to as Avebury's Bill. Avebury's Bill, yeah. and Lubbock practiced what he preached. It could be hard to manage his time when Parliament was in session, as debates and votes could extend well after midnight. But at High Elms, he was up at 6:30, and after prayers, a ride, and breakfast, he started work at 8:30. He divided his day into half-hour blocks, a habit he'd learned from his father, and after long years of practice, he was able to switch his attention from some intricate point of finance with his partners or clients to such a problem in biology as parthenogenesis. Where do they come up with these words? Jeez, oh Pete. Without skipping a beat, by the way. I skipped a beat. I had a hard time actually pronouncing that one. Could you tell? So, in the afternoons, he would spend a couple more hours outdoors. He was an enthusiastic cricketer, a fast left underhand bowler. Okay, bowler. Oh, that's not what I'm thinking of as bowling, because, yeah, when I bowl, it's not. Moving along. He apparently regularly brought professional players to High Elms to coach him. His younger brothers played football. Two of them played at the very first FA Cup in 1872. Excuse me. Hick burp cha-cha-cha. And he was also fond of fives, a handball-like sport that he mastered at Eton. You guys have some weird-ass games over there across the pond. Just saying. Later in life, when he took up golf, Lubbock replaced the cricket pitch at High Elms with a 9-hole golf course, which I think golf is just one of those things that it's like, really? You have this stick, and you have this little round rock or ball, and you hit it. And then you go, wow, I didn't hit that very far. So you walk over to it, and you hit it again. And then you walk over to it, and you hit it again. It's like, really? Seriously? What the hell? I never did understand that game. Never did. And I totally suck at putt-putt, too. So, yeah. That's just a dumb game as far as I'm concerned. Why do you hit a ball and then walk after it and hit it again? At least with bowling, the ball comes back to you. So, despite their differences in personality and the different quality of their achievements, both Darwin and Lubbock managed something that seems increasingly alien today. Their lives were full of memorable... Okay, this doesn't make any sense. Somebody really needed to edit this, because this is a really piss-poor worded thing. Their lives were full, and their work was prodigious, and their days were filled with downtime. See, why did you have to throw in that full and... So, this looks like a contradiction or a balance that's beyond the reach of most of us. And it's not. As we will see, Darwin and Lubbock and many other creative and productive figures weren't accomplished despite their leisure. They were accomplished because of it. Which, yeah. This is a really long one. I didn't realize it was this long. Darwin is not the only famous scientist who combined a lifelong dedication to science with apparently short working hours. Come on, let's find out who else. Because I'm getting bored with this. I'm sorry. Apparently Henri Poincaré is another one. I'm just scrolling here because I'm really getting kind of bored. Eric Temple Bell is another one that was a slacker. Emily Zola and sculptors Auguste Rodin and Jules Delau, and composers Camille Saint-Saëns, however you say that, and I hurt my jaw doing that, and Edouard Toulouse, or Toulouse, and let's see. Okay, I'm scrolling. I'm still trying to find G.H. Hardy, There's another one. I'm just picking out names here because I'm like, really, we need to keep moving. John Edenser Littlewood. Okay. Who else? Raymond Van Zelst. William Kerr. La, la, la. Thomas Mann. Hey, there you go. There's another. I don't recognize him, but it was like, hey, that's a name I can pronounce. Anthony Trollope. Hi, Anthony Trollope. You know, there's an awful lot of people that last name of yours, people got called that in a rather derogatory manner. I wonder if you had anything to do with that. Don't wander too far. Charles Dickens is another one. Hey, I know that one. I recognize that name. There's another name that's not pronounceable for me because it's got a bunch of letters put together in a fashion that is not what I would consider pronounceable. Alice Munro, I can say that one too, as well as Peter Carey. Obviously, I couldn't say that one. Oh, this is really long, and I'm just scrolling and scrolling, and it's really, 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 really freaking long. So, thank you ever so much for writing this really, 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 really long, and yeah, I'm bored with it blog. I truly do appreciate it. I'm sure there's a lot of vital information in there, but I'm bored. Yes, Grimmy. I mean, I was waiting to hear some, but no, he's getting into finer detail, and it's like, okay, if you're not going to tell me something funny about these guys, I really don't give a shit. Okay? I'm bored now. Oh, okay. Grimmy, that really, really pretty little bud that you shared earlier, I shared it on a friend's page over here on Fakey Book, and he's loading a bowl with it right now in his bubbler, no less. Yeah, I wonder if he's going to puff pass. I'll have to ask him. I'll just do that. That'll learn him. Damn it. Okay. Don't be doing that shit to me. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to move along because I see all the notifications here. Oh, don't say it. Just do it. Act on it. Do it now. Come on. Quit that. Just a sec. I can't say it because then somebody will beat me to it. I got the duck. I know. It's the little things in life. Wow. Moving along. Okay. Darwin was a slacker, but obviously this blogger was not. Okay, I want to do this one. I saw this one earlier today and I thought, oh, wow, really? Are they going to go there? The headline is actually, like I said, headlines are the grabbers. They grab you by the eyeballs and they drag your ass around. And then they wheedle their way. They're like a brain worm that enter through the optic nerve. That's not necessarily a good thing. I don't remember who shared this. I'm thinking it was over on Informed Planet, which, hi, Jules, if you're listening in, sweetheart. Jules is the owner over there, by the way, and Jules is a really cool Aussie guy. In any case, let's see. This is from usatoday.com. We officially have new cloud types for the first time in decades. The World's Cloud Authority, having not classified a new cloud, yeah, that's what I'm thinking these people are, cloud, in 3 decades, arose Thursday to name about a dozen new types, including a rolling slalom-like form known to blanket the Iowa sky. Oh, is that another word for chemtrail? The asperitas cloud, is among the stars of the world's meteorological association's scarcely published International Cloud Atlas. Wow, I'll bet that's a real page turner. Kind of like that blog that I actually read as far as I did in. My apologies to all of you. Fast forward. Somebody needs a remote for me and fast forward me sometimes. In any case, the new version of the Atlas, last published in 1987, was unveiled on Thursday, World Meteorology Day. Wow, they have their very own day. How special is that? Did you know that February the 13th is National Blowjob Day? Because, you know, if women want to get flowers or chocolates, they better take care of their honey. I was told that. I also don't get flowers or chocolates, so you can just take that however you want to. In any case, adding asperitas to the atlas counts about 100 cloud combinations was the work of the Worldwide Cloud Appreciation Society. Photos of asperitas clouds captured the popular imagination around the world, noted the WMO. Oh, great, an alphabet soup brigade. The Society's website said that they proposed the asperitas back in 2008 after receiving photographs from its members across the world. CAS learned of the asperitas clouds in 2006 when a reader sent in a stunning image of one from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Iowa, them there corn-fed people in Iowa, they always have that there strange stuff going on. Apparently, it was first identified with the help of citizen science enabled by modern technology, said the Cloud Appreciation Society founder, Gavin Pretter Pinney. Okay. When the Cloud Appreciation Society members sent us photographs of dramatic skies from around the world, it is possible to spot new patterns. Yeah, they're called chemtrails. Okay? Now, I'm really starting to lose my patience with this already, so please give me some new cloud names. Oh, some of these are really pretty, but you know what? Those are caused by wind currents. Nobody ever tell you that? Some of those are really interesting looking, though. There's lots and lots of pictures, and it looks like they're not going to give me this big old honking list. Why not? I want the list. Show me the list. Among the new clouds were 5 supplementary features, which included asperitas and 5 special clouds. They're very special clouds. They arrive in a special bus. Standouts include Volutus, who come up with that shit, which the organization described as a tube-shaped cloud mass. I would call that surfer's dream, because it kind of does look like a surfer's dream. Okay, and then there are also, there are also man-made contrails. Contrails. You know why they're called contrails? Because they're conning your ass. That's why. These are vapor trails. Oh, vapor trails. That's what it is. So they're blowing intestinal kisses out of the intestines of those high-flying planes. Thank you, because we know that intestinal kisses are noxious to start with, and now you're putting those up in the sky too. Thank you very little. These vapor trails left by airplanes lasting at least 10 minutes. Yeah, once they last that long, they're called fucking chemtrails, because there's chemicals in them. And you know what? A lot of those chemicals are not necessarily beneficial. Oh, we're altering the climate in order to stop the planet from having the climate altered. Because people's unknowing actions. See, we are knowingly acting on this because of unknowing people acting and We said they'd cause this shit. Yeah. Talk about a circle jerk logic there. The online version of the atlas is is a step into the 21st century as well. The last edition, which was a companion version to the 1975 edition, had only been available in printed form. The atlas organizes clouds by genre, which is based on location and appearance, location, and are further split into species. Oh, clouds have species now. Which relates to shape and structure, and then varieties referring to a cloud's transparency and arrangement. Oh, I'm going to arrange the clouds just like that because it just doesn't have a feng shui to it, don't you know? Let's rearrange. Come over here, make a little tic-tac-toe grid over here because it's just not right. Really? And yet, you don't give me the list. Show me the list. Assholes. Assholios. There's some pretty pictures. Look at the pretty pictures. And almost all of those are caused by wind currents. Because that's how it rolls. There's a really cool video at the top, too. I haven't watched it, but it looks like it's really cool because it's got a really cool cloud picture on it. But there. I'm done with that. I'm bored. Really, I'm not, but it's like, really? Beetle! I know, Chloe. Condensation trails. Contrails is a shortening of condensation trails, but it is still con. They are conning your ass. Oh. Oh, Beetle. Sending you love, hon. Okay. Click enter. It helps when you push enter. You know that? It really does. Don't want that one. Really don't want that one. Gotta do that one. Yeah, don't you like me? It's Howard Cosell. I'm channeling Howard Cosell. That's what I'm doing. Here, we'll do this one. Don't give me that shit. Okay. I think I had one more thing in my pocket that I wanted to get to today. Okay. Yes. This one. This one I actually scrolled down a little bit when I first saw it. Because it's like, okay, yeah, I want to see what the hell this shit is. To see if it's like a bullshit thing or if it's a for real kind of, yeah, calling them out on. Busty girls can help live longer. Really? How does that work, Graham? Is that because your heart works harder because you're watching those girls walk or run, and so you're going, huh, huh, and so you're getting that cardio workout without having to really do anything? Okay, this is 10 spiritual things that people do that sabotage their growth. The original headline is the 10 spiritual things people do that are total bullshit. That grabbed my attention. So, number 1, they participate in spiritual activities to make themselves feel superior to other people. What part of actually being enlightened or spirituality do you not get? Because actually the whole point of being enlightened or spiritual is to understand that we're all here for a reason. That we're all here, just doing our thing. whether it was something that we decided prior to entering a meat suit or what, but every single individual is here for one reason or another, and it's a vital reason, even if that reason is, holy crap-a-noli, now, thank you, because now I know what a douchebag looks like. So... Oh, you're going to research it, Grim? Well, you just go right ahead, hon. I'm the flat one in the family. And I'm not flat, but I'm the flat one in my family. Girls and boys. Bet you needed that mental image too, didn't you? Okay, right under this where it says stop feeling so damn superior, because you're not. You're not. If you really are feeling superior, you're not very spiritual. I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to call you on your bullshit. This is probably one of the most pervasive shadow aspects of spirituality, and it takes many forms. Some people feel superior because they read Alan Watts. Okay, I enjoy listening to Alan Watts, not necessarily because I agree with everything he says, but I love his accent, and he giggles. Okay, that's pretty much all it takes to keep me entertained or keep me listening, is somebody's got a cool accent and they're enjoying themselves and they laugh. I'm hooked, pretty much. Or ride their bike to work, or they refrain from watching TV, or eat a vegan or vegetarian diet, or use crystals, or visit temples, or practice yoga, or meditate, or take psychedelics. You know what? Whatever floats your boat, but don't think you're better than anyone else. Because we're all pretty much on a level playing field. We're all occupying meat suits, and none of us know what the fuck we're doing. Admit it and move on, okay? That's the easiest thing to do, is just admitting it and moving on, because then life gets a whole hell of a lot easier. Or at least it does for me. Oh, wait, did that sound condescending? Oops, my bad. Number 2, they use spirituality as a justification for failing to take responsibility for their actions. No, a truly spiritual person, a truly... universal person, a truly what was that other word that was up there? Let me find that word, because I totally lost it. Okay, it's gone. I'm not finding it. But in any case, a truly spiritual person knows that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Anybody that's truly a spiritual person knows that. They also know that every action, word, thought has repercussions, every single one of them. Whether they're just repercussions that you suffer, or they're repercussions that you join others into the suffering, whether it's on purpose or not. So, the essence of the point is that it's very easy to twist certain spiritual mantras or ideas into justifications for being irresponsible and unreliable. A truly spiritual person sticks to their word. It is what it is, or the universe is already perfect. No, the universe... Everything in the universe is here for a reason. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's perfect. It just means that it's here for a reason. Sometimes we got to muddle through those imperfections so that we learn to recognize imperfections. And so that we can learn what we don't want. Oh, and everything happens for a reason. Well, you know what? Sometimes it does, but sometimes that reason ain't exactly good. Sometimes that reason is because you're being a fucking slacker. And you just plain don't feel like doing it. Kind of like me and dusting. I admit to it. I don't like to dust. I don't like to do windows either. But eventually you have to break down and do it, because you need to be able to see out the windows. And you don't really need to write your name on all of the furniture with your finger. Okay. Number 3, adopt new hobbies, interests, and beliefs simply because they're the latest spiritual fad. No. Now, I admit, I will check a lot of this shit out, but I can usually figure out pretty quick. I'll try just about anything once, twice if I like it. But if it just don't feel right, nah. I don't care how spiritually beneficial it is supposed to be. Because, all of these people that are saying that, but only truly spiritual people do this. Okay, so you're saying that it's a one-size-fits-all kind of cure, huh? Ain't no such critter. Ain't one. Ain't no one-size-fits-all. No matter how many times they tried to... they even changed it on T-shirts. Now the T-shirts say one size fits most. Not all. Because they realized they were getting called out on their bullshit. Because somebody would buy one of those T-shirts and they would go, "Excuse me, I cannot get it over my head, let alone..." And so, yeah. Those are things that really, really, or those people that say, if you're truly spiritual, you have no negative thoughts. Really? Really? Wait, let's see if that's actually one of these. Number 4, judge others for expressing, oh, hey, it's right there, for expressing anger or other strong emotions, even when it's necessary to do so. You know what? Anger is not necessarily a bad thing. It's what you do with it that's bad. If you hold it in and then let it bubble up and boil over onto someone that is undeserving of it, that's not a good thing. But if you get angry over something or someone makes you feel angry, which actually nobody can make you feel anything. It's all on you. You decide what to feel. But if you feel angry because of someone's actions, address it right then and there. Try and do so in as calm a manner as possible. I understand that's not necessarily easy. I have times where it's not real easy for me. I know that shocks you, but it does happen. Occasionally, I go on a rant. I go on a tangent. Occasionally, I drop multiple F-bombs in a row. It happens. Spiritual people really do say fuck. They do. Just saying. Okay, number 5. Use spirituality as a justification for excessive drug use. No. Actually, I can't say everything is good in moderation because, well, you don't really want to. Is there a moderate amount of cyanide that you can take? I don't think so. But, all things in moderation. I don't know where that's from, but I know it's a saying from somewhere. Anything in excess is not good. Anything in excess. And I'll just leave it at that. Oh, I like this meme. Perform sacred cannabis ceremonies 17 times per day. Okay. Number 6. Overemphasize positivity in order to avoid looking at the problems in their lives and in the world. I don't know that I necessarily overemphasize it, but I get really, 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 really tired of seeing all of the world sucks. Did you see what they did? Did you see? Now they're doing this shit. Did you see this? Look at this. Oh, we're all screwed. We're all fucked. We're all gonna die. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. Once you occupy a meat suit, you're gonna die. Because the meat suit dies. That's what meat suits do. Your essence does not. In my humble opinion, it goes on. You just occupy a meat suit for a while, and then when the warranty runs out on it, then you get out of it, and you go do your thing on the spirit realm, or somewhere in another life, whatever. But I do really, and I have been doing this a lot lately. I'm just so godforsaken tired of all the negativity and all of the, you must do something. How can you just sit there? Why aren't you doing something? Or, even if you do raise the point that something is fucked up and you do so in a manner of, okay, you do it in a questioning manner and I've done this. I admit I've done this. I've raised a point and said, So how are we going to fix this? Could we possibly, and then give an example, or could we possibly, and give another example? And you know what happens almost every time I have done that on a social media page, which social media is such a fucking oxymoron because that's where you see most of the antisocial behavior is on social media. But I'm ranting here. You know, you try and put out options or suggestions or tentative questions, and you know what happens? People jump down your throat and start telling you, that won't work. So what do you want me to do about it? Oh, I suppose you expect me to. And it's like, no. I'm putting this out there because this is something that I'm going to do. And would you like to try it? If not, fine. I'm fine with that. You know, and people that are always going, don't focus on the negative. I see the negative, but I try not to focus on it because it starts bringing me down, you know, and that is definitely your frequency starts coming down, and then more of that shit gets into your zone because you're tuned into that channel. You know, all of a sudden, it's like my radio station driving into work. I'm hearing this really cool song, and then "Thank You, Baby Jesus" comes on. And the more I start focusing on the "Thank You, Baby Jesus," it's like the other radio station goes away, and here I've got "Hellfire and Brimstone, y'all are going to hell," and it's nonstop, and I don't want that shit. So I don't focus on it. I acknowledge that it exists. I see it. I comment on it. I try to make suggestions, but I refuse to focus on it because I do not want my focus targeting in and having it pull my attention there completely. I just don't want that. Therefore, I don't do that. That's for me. What others do is their business. None of mine. Until it affects me in an adverse manner. And then I have to go, excuse me. Okay, number 7. Repress unpleasant emotions that don't fit their spiritual self-narrative. Well, I don't think I did any repressing. So I don't. And I do know people that do that. I really do. And I tell them, my God, you're going to explode. Stop that. Address that issue and then let it go. Don't ever repress or suppress anything. Address it and then let it go. If you can't let it go after the first time you address it, then deal with it a little bit more. Dig down a little bit more. See why in the hell you can't let it go. You'll eventually get to the point where you can drop that damn thing like a bad habit. That's why that phrase is there, to drop something like a bad habit. That's what you got to do. Once again, my humble opinion. Number 8. Feel deep aversion and self-loathing when confronted with the shadow side. I am way past that self-loathing part. I am way past the deep aversion part. I don't loathe myself. I have decided that I really do love myself. I mean, it's easy. Of course, you know, that's one of those things. I'm a little bit bass-backwards. It's easy for me to love people. It's not easy for me to like them, but it's easy for me to love them because I know that people are here for whatever reason they're here. But if they weren't supposed to be here, they wouldn't be here. My thought process. And so it's easy for me to acknowledge that and love the fact that this is a mosaic that's being put together and it's going to be an absolutely awesome picture. And you know, when you think about it, you cannot have a very amazing, awesome, lifelike image without having some depth and without having some highlights. You just plain need that in order to form the outline of whatever. So I get that. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean I have to like the people that are going forth and doing vile things. They're doing them for whatever reason. I don't want to understand it. I don't really want to have to be confronted with it. If I am confronted with it, if they bring it to my doorstep, whether it's figuratively or metaphorically, if they bring it to me, bring it on. Because I will battle back. Because I will let you know right now that if someone brings something to you forcefully that you do not want, they are committing an act of violence, even if it's just mentally. That is an act of violence, and you have every right to defend, whether it's your mental processes or your physicality. You have every right to defend yourself with enough force to make it stop. Period. That's just a human right. And we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we need to experience here. Okay, number 9. Find themselves in bad situations due to excessive tolerance and a refusal to distinguish between people. See, and I think tolerance is a polite form of condescension. So I got that from Penn Jillette. So there's, I will deal with things. But yeah, I don't do that whole, that just ruined that whole word for me. When I heard him say that, it's like, wow, I just can't tolerate that word. I just can't. And yeah, people need to understand that there are people out there that are just total douchebags that are going to be douchebaggery at you because they can. Some people do that because it does bring them a perverse kind of joy. I'm thinking Hillary Clinton here. But, there's some people that they're struggling. They are wounded. They're hurt in one way or another, and they're lashing out. Like a caged animal or a wounded animal. Wounded animals lash out. People that are wounded lash out as well. Sometimes consciously, sometimes subconsciously, but yeah. Okay, and finally, number 10. You want so badly for various spiritual practices to be correct that they disregard science entirely. Science is part of the human experience. Just is. Until we come up with something that makes science become, as mythical as, people are saying, religion, really? Which, yeah, I'm to that point with religion. Religion? Really? Nah. Ain't having it. I'm really getting to that point with science. I'm to the point now, and Lisa B said she's going to start using that phrase because she had not heard me say it before. But last night she was talking about something, and she went, "It's got to be magic." And she said it in a derogatory manner, and I just looked at her and I said, "It's magic! Fuck you!" And oh my God, she started laughing. And it was like the rest of the evening, it was, "It's magic! Fuck you!" And she's got an even worse British accent than I do, which made it even funnier. So, yeah. You cannot disregard laws of nature. And science is trying to describe laws of nature, but what people don't realize is you have your personal bent that figures into that as well. So, yeah. Laws of nature are just something that apply to everything. Everything. It's just natural. It just happens, whether you want it to or not. It is a natural law. So, oh, wait, there's a bonus. You miss out on material success because of belief that money and capitalism are evil. Capitalism in its purest form really isn't evil. It's kind of, when you have this many individuals and you have so many different things to trade, when you're talking about a technological society, capitalism, pure capitalism, is not necessarily evil. And money is not necessarily evil. It is the love of, or the coveting of, and the willingness to do whatever it takes, no holds barred. That's where the evil steps in with that shit. So there's lots and lots of other stuff in this article, but I just kind of hit the high points on it because you know what? I am just about out of time. Y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on this FREEKER Friday evening here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3, or the RLMradio.xyz site, or the RLM TuneIn radio station, or the RLM Internet radio station, or the RLM Spreaker channel, later to be on SoundCloud and YouTube. So, hey, all kinds of places we are infecting you. Just think of me as a virus. I come into your computer and I plant little seeds that grow in your mind. And suddenly you're infected with Grammyitis. Oh my God, that's scary even to me. Wow. Okay. Be sure to stick around though, because later on this evening we'll be Grimner and Moose Girl with the Freakers Ball. And that's always worth listening to. And I'm going to have to listen in tonight. Although I do think in the interim, I am going to go have me a Calgon take me away time. So those of you that don't understand girliness, I'm going to go have a nice hot soak and soak away the day. This is one of those spiritual practices. Soak away all the bad juju that I've been building up throughout the day. Get that shit out of my system, which basically means I'm going to have to put some Epsom salt and some baking soda and some essential oils in my bath. But hey, it's all good. They are called smudge sticks sometimes, Beetle. And they make those with sage, yes. So sage can be called smudge sticks, hon. In any case, let's see, what else is going on? Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock my time, which is set with the Cosmos, Central Time, C, Cosmos, C, 11 o'clock my time, or for those of you that don't go by the real time, East Coast time, it's noon. So we'll be, the dork table. I just had a total brain fart there. Wow, that even hurt. But the dork table will be on tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, 11 o'clock my time, with Flasheroonie Dork and yours truly. I already have a song picked out for it as well, but I'm not telling you. You'll have to tune in and find out. Also, tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern Time is Kira with The Bridge. And then tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Bo Diddy with some bodacious tunage to keep you entertained through a Saturday evening. Then on Sunday at noon Eastern Time or 11 o'clock my time is Grimner, and he's playing some blues to lead you into, well, you're going to be singing the blues, but also probably, hopefully playing trivia in the RLM chat. In any case, Grimmy will be playing the blues to lead you into Hal Anthony, who is going to open up a can of whoop ass on yo ass behind the woodshed, and hopefully crack through that frickin' wall you got built up in your brain and put a little bit of common sense in there. That would be just absolutely splendiferous. And Hal is very good at that. Also, Sunday evening is The Road Less Traveled with Gary L. and Gigi's Boo. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on the RLM, 6 p.m. my time. I have to keep reminding myself, 6 p.m. my time, because it never fails. I'll look at the clock and I'll go, oh, it's 6 o'clock, I got time, and so I'll putter around, and then at 6:45 my brain will finally engage, and I'll go, shit, I've already missed 45 minutes of Gary L. and Gigi's Boo. Damn it! So, yeah. So then I have to listen to the podcasts. I usually have to listen to the podcasts of Hal as well because, well, yeah. I'm usually busy Sunday afternoons. Saturdays are my slacker days. Sundays are my busy days. So, I will be back next week, Wednesday, for the Wackadoodle Wednesday edition of the Rocket Chair. And let's see, seeing as how I have just a little bit more time left here, I'm going to go ahead and go to the pig And yes, JJ's, just to let you know, I can talk, and it's kind of scary. Because you know what's really, really even more terrifying is that when my family gets together, I can't get a word in edgewise. So, yeah. But there's 10 of us siblings. So, there you go. Okay, over here on the pig. Word of the day is revolution. It's an extreme act of political defiance. It took one to create America and might require a second to save it. No, I think we have moved beyond revolution. I think we really need to evolve. Have an evolution and evolve. Get the R out of here. You know what? We can save that R for Fridays, because Fridays also Talk Like a Pirate Day. R. In quotable quotes, knowledge is a destination. Truth is the journey. That's from Terry Goodkind. I actually have some of Terry Goodkind's books downstairs. And today's question, how can I prove that we're still the land of opportunity? The Kardashians. Because all you got to do is shake your booty, show a little skin. Guess what? 15 minutes of fame turned into 15 days of fame turned into what the hell? And I'm sitting here going, why are people watching this? I just don't get it. Okay, this date in history, March the 31st, end of the first quarter, 1909. New baseball rule suspends players who jump contracts for 5 years. Teams that jump cities still get new stadium. Well, that's true. That is true. Is it true the Raiders are moving to Vegas? Wow. Talk about appropriate. And finally, this date in history, 1918. America's political pinheads imposed daylight savings time. It's not nice to fool around with Mother Nature. No, it is not. 1918, that's when you morons and... Okay, so maybe next year is the 100th anniversary, and it can die. How's that sound? Daylight savings time met a timely death, or an untimely death, because unfortunately it held on, much like David Rockefeller, to the nitty-gritty end. But eventually somebody said, put one foot on a banana peel and the other one in the grave, because we are done with this shit. I so despise daylight savings time. It messes with your body clock big time. And I wonder if maybe that's not part of the reasoning behind it. If not the initial reasoning, I'll bet you dollars to dog turds it became part of the big reasoning for keeping it going, is because it really does mess with your body clock, and it messes with the body systems. People are wonky for days afterwards, whether it's in the fall or in the spring. It's just messed up. So put a stake in its heart and bury that. Burn it and then bury it. Daylight savings time needs to go. That's my mantra. Oh well. Thanks everybody for listening in. I truly do love you all. And I really, honestly and truly wish you enough. Whether that's enough heartache to appreciate the smile